background sounds, just so it's not completely silent. Hello there, Saul Martin Gomez. Hello there, Helen Booth. What is up, everybody? Welcome to a surprise at Dr. Sherman's office hours. It turns out that I had a canceled appointment in my day, and so what else do I have to do but sit here being bored? I'll talk to you guys. I'll educate you all about the Foundation. Seems like a pretty good idea for me. Helen, first question, what do you ask the vending machine for a cup of the pestilence? So, here's the deal. The pestilence, if it exists, which I don't even believe it exists, is some kind of disease. It's a molecule. Just like you don't ask for a cup of the common cold, I doubt you could ask for a cup of the pestilence in the same way. That is, even if it exists, which I'm still iffy about. Whoa, 70 people in the stream already? Well, you better like it. Come on, catch up. Kerosene, have you ever gone camping? Well, yes, actually. I grew up in the state of Florida, so I am hardy against all sorts of natural threats. And I went on several camping and fishing trips with my family back in the day, which has come in very handy for my work here with the Foundation. So, excellent. Q, not Mr. Cheese. Would 939 be a good pet? Absolutely not. It would not be a good pet. You cannot domesticate 939. Not to my knowledge, anyway. I'll have to check later. Dr. Sherman, here's a question. What's your favorite SCP game? Oh, Mirandesk, that's a great question. Unfortunately, I don't have a great answer because I haven't found one that really grabs me. I was having some fun with Containment Breach, and I'm going to get back to streaming that eventually. Secret Lab is good for what it is. The problem is I'm not a multiplayer gamer. I'm very much a single-player gamer, story-oriented, and so I'm looking for more stuff like that. One thing I've got my eye on that I'm going to try in a couple bits, I'm going to try SCP-5K. I mean, I'm working with Afray on the lore of the game, so of course I got to try that soon. But I'm also interested in trying Go Home Annie. I think that's an SCP game, and it looks like it's a pretty good single-player game. So that's something I'm definitely going to be checking out soon, and I'll be there to stream it so you all can join me and see what I think and maybe play it for yourself. Keep on scrolling. Copier, what does SCP stand for? SCP, contrary to popular belief, first and foremost stands for Special Containment Procedures. A lot of people remember it as Secure, Contain, Protect. That is what is called a backronym, an acronym that came to be later. So Special Containment Procedures is what SCP stands for, but then Secure, Contain, Protect became so popular that it overshadowed that. Oh, our first dono of the stream. Thank you, Dupless 2004, for your donation to the Site-42 cause. Make sure to grab yourself some Dole Whip at the commissary on your way past. Dr. Sherman, there's one character in all the video games that can wipe the floor with the Scarlet King, Doom Guy. You know, possible. I'll give that a possible because in the lore of Doom Guy stuff, Doom Guy is overarching, I get angrier, I get madder, Incredible Hulk style. And Scarlet King in Foundation lore never goes to any sort of meta level where they're talking about it being in a story. And that means to me that if you have to have a straight fight against Doom Guy and the Scarlet King, I think with proper ramping up, the Scarlet King as a final boss could be a Doom villain that could be beat. I'm not going to rule it out. It's not impossible. I mean, remember that in Foundation lore, the Scarlet King was defeated by 7 very strong, anomalous, adjacent people wielding anomalous weapons. If you look at my Scarlet King Declassified video from way back in the day, then I talk about that story and you can look it up. Withered Bones, can I meet 049? Right now, and if you're paying attention to the Site-42 TikTok, then you'll have seen a video on this recently. 049 is currently in a agreement with Site-42 staff that as long as it serves on the mobile task force faithfully, then we will allow it access to the gender switching stone as often as it wants. So right now, that is the situation. And you'll probably see that video over here on the YouTube in a little bit. We post everything on the TikTok first because that's where I make the videos, and then we re-upload them over here. But that means 049 is busy, so now's not a good time to meet 049. If you were taller than Peanut can still stab your neck. It literally has T-Rex arms. So here's the thing. When we look at Peanut and its testing on the database, and in games like Containment Breach or Secret Lab, it is always stuck on the ground. So it moves around and it doesn't ever go airborne. But the thing is, it is able to move faster than we can see. And so at the speed it goes, there's nothing to say its momentum can't have it do a sick jump off a ramp and snap something's neck in the air. So I would assume that even though we haven't seen it done, a sick jump off a ramp could let 049 basically take everything. And let's say if we put it in the bottom of an empty pool where you think it couldn't get out, it could bash against the walls so much that it wears them away to create a sick ramp where it would then jump. So the whole database of the SCP Wiki has been ignoring sick ramp jumps for too long, and I'm gonna fix that. We're at nearly 200 viewers and only 54 likes. Site 42 staff, you know what to do. Hit the like button. We've only got about 20 minutes left on this stream, so let's make it the best one we can. All right. What do I do if I'm in the same room as 173 and 096? Perish. I mean, or stare directly at 173 and don't look at 096, because they can be on opposite sides of the room. Maybe you'll be fine, as long as you can not blink. How would the Foundation handle Gravity Falls? I've got some stuff on that in the How Would We Contain Bill's Cipher if it were an XCP, which it isn't. So if you want to check that out, I will go check that out. Nova, Sherman, do you agree with the rule, never role play on Victory Fridays? I did not know that that was a rule. I never instituted it. Although I do very much like the idea that even if you're going to sign off with your role play avatar, that you at least share a real victory. Because Victory Friday is out of character for me. It is so we can all share some positivity in the world, not just the dark Foundation murder lore that's always happening. Trying to use my platform for a little good in the world. So even if it's just surviving, that's a victory in itself, especially in these times. So yes, I don't necessarily mind if you role play. How would the Foundation contain an anomalous child? We have the same watch band. Oh, very nice. I like rainbow colors. I'm not actually LGBTQ, although, I mean, good on them. I just really like very colorful things like Hawaiian shirts and rainbows, so I support by proxy. And anomalous children, we contain a lot of anomalous children at the Foundation. It's not different than containing adults. You just have to be a little more careful because, you know, children can be unpredictable. But as long as you keep them pacified, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. If the Backrooms was anomalous, what rank would it get? The Backrooms is definitely a Keter anomaly because we can't contain it. We don't know when people are going to fall into the Backrooms by accident. And so at that point, it is uncontainable, which means it is either Keter, if that's as high as your rankings go, or there's some other uncontained or other object classes that people might call it. Oh, Andre, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for your donation. Make sure to grab yourself an apple pie on your way past the commissary. And how would, oh God, what would happen to SCP-4000 during daybreaks? Sheesh. Let me pull up 4000 just to see if there's specifically anything that I can think of on that front. Because SCP-4000 is kind of a lot. And if we're considering the situation there. Need to refresh my memory. Extra dimension. Oh, never mind. Because it is an extra dimensional location, most of the time they would not be affected because they're in another dimension. They're not dealing with our sun. So they get away scot-free. Now, when they're entities that we can't name show up in our place, well, in that case, I would assume that because so many anomalous things do get gooped in the when daybreak scenario, my assumption is that they are not immune as well. Not many things are. We are currently at 279 viewers and 115 likes. Hit that like button because we're almost halfway to our viewer count. So keep it going, Site42 staff. I believe in you. Officer Kin, thank you for your donation. Make sure to grab yourself a cruller on your way past the commissary. What would happen if 049 actually found a cure to the pestilence? Also love your videos and love SCP lore. Well, thank you for loving our work. We love to educate the public about the Foundation. And I assume if 049 found the cure to the pestilence, then it would chill out. It would chill out finally, because, gosh, there's so much over there. It's so much. And I would love to solve this mystery so 049 could stop murdering people and turning them into zombies and stealing the gender switching stone and annoying me, and instead just be a cool doctor and wear some gloves like it does in SCP Fragmented Minds. Shout out to Jade, our art fan, our favorite artist, I mean. So yes, 049, I would love if the pestilence was found. We're just not there yet. Dr. Wolven, thank you for your donation to the Site42 cause. Make sure to grab yourself some Kool-Aid on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, got a question for you. What do you think would happen to the occupant of the suit from SCP-5000 during 001? Okay, so problem. There's a lot of different 001s. Which way are you talking about? For instance, if you wore the SCP-5000 exclusion suit to face the Gate Guardian, I think the Gate Guardian could probably see through that. And so I think you would get murked. If you wore the exclusion suit during Lily's proposal, I just think you would end up dead like everyone else. The exclusionary suit does some good stuff, but it's not, it is definitely not doing, I mean, it didn't go very well for Pietro Wilson, so it does good, but it doesn't do very good. So much chat. Scrolling down. What SCP is London Underground? It's me, Jay. Thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some mead on your way past the commissary. Unlondon, if you looked up Unlondon, because that's what I assume you're talking about. The London Underground is like the tube system, but Unlondon SCP is based off of SCP-1678, 1678. May has an idea, could the pestilence be free will? Local court jester for hire, I don't believe that to be the case, because how would some people have it and some people not then? Because different people have the pestilence or not, I just don't believe that's the case. I saw it in the chat and it annoyed me, so I'm going to say something about it. Oh, before I do, Dr. Wolven, if it were when day breaks in the exclusionary suit, you get murked. Pietro's getting gooped because it doesn't exclude light from the sun. So it just makes people ignore you. What was annoying me is I saw someone in my chat saying MAGA, and I can't imagine you'd hang out in the SCP Foundation if you're that kind of person. The Foundation is a very progressive and LGBTQ-friendly fandom, and so just so you know, I know you're here, I can't find you to moderate you, but Everyone else, just ignore that BS because the Foundation does not respect that. What is the average salary of an SCP researcher? Miviri, I believe that is, Miviri. So we only employ the best of the best of the best, and we take you away from your entire family. So, and everyone you ever knew. So the benefits got to be pretty good, but then at what cost? Because, you have no life. You hang out with your coworkers, you hang out in the commissary. We have off-brand fast food restaurants. There's a off-brand Chili's on campus that you can go to and hang out with other staff, but it's a very limited pool of people. So I think the answer is not enough. I don't think the compensation is enough. Crowborn Chaos, thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself I already did Cruller, I already did Kool-Aid. Grab yourself a cowboy pie on your way past the commissary. Oh no, but your donation ran away. The chat refreshed. Come back. Damn, crap, where'd it go? All right, I'll get back to it because I know how I can set the settings. But before I do, Jonathan Peters, grab yourself some pita bread on your way past the commissary. What would you do an individual or group of individuals made a cult that wants to ignite the entire world asking for a friend? Well, I would lock them up in a box. Lock them up. We do not want the world to be ignited. That is not normal. I mean, outside of climate change, but it is not normal right now, and so we're going to try and stop that. Put them in a box. All right, where is that button? Chat. Let me go back and filter to that super chat that I missed. Why don't we drop SCP-173 into SCP-5007? Crowborn Chaos, while you grab yourself a cowboy pie, let me just double check SCP-5007. I'm pretty sure I've looked this up before. I feel like the number is familiar in my head. And this is 173. Collective designation of malicious, partially humanoid entities that maintain a territory as the Base Strait, area of ocean that divides Tasmania from the Australian mainland, string of disappearances, black tentacles, 2 to 70 meters, fused skin where they touch directly. Well, remember, 173 is a statue, so it's made of crowbar. It's made of rebar and concrete, not flesh, so that won't affect it. Gases, stomachs, floating. 1858. Abduct human beings, so they wouldn't care about 173. Yeah, I don't think it's going to have very much of an effect, but good thought exercise. Boop down. All right, back to top chat. I know this was probably said before, but was anything ever classified as an anomaly, but due to some circumstance it was allowed to be declassified and discovered by the public? Lightsaber Complainer, that is a great question, and what you are interested in are what we call the -EXs. -EX is for explained SCPs, which are things we thought were anomalous, but then turned out to not be anomalous. And for some of those, it's because it was like a fraudulent entry that someone was trying to scam something. And some of it is that we thought it was anomalous, but we discovered it wasn't. And so you should check out the .exs because there's a lot of stuff like that that you're going to be interested in. Destroyer 2.0, thank you for your Site 42 donation. Make sure to grab yourself a Dr. Pepper on your way past the commissary. I'm making an SCP D&D campaign set in the Broken Masquerade canon. What we should expect to have as my player's Big Bad. The Big Bad in a Broken Masquerade. Interesting. So the Foundation has so many entities. And so, I mean, I don't want to be as obvious as the Scarlet King. If your team ended up in the middle of a skirmish between the Nalkins, or as we call them, the Sarkics, and the Church of the Broken God, then you could have a situation where you end up in an eternal darkness for GameCube style situation, where you end up siding with one god against another, either the Sarkic gods or the mechanical gods, and then you could have some really big moral conundrums all throughout the system. And so that could be very interesting. Otherwise, big bads in the SCP universe. We don't have a whole lot, actually. People think that the SCP Foundation has a bunch of world-ending anomalies, but we don't really have that many. You could do SCP-3812 if you wanted to make the game very meta. Sometimes I've had D&D games get meta where they could ask like the DM questions and the characters are like talking to an outsider entity. You could get some very interesting pataphysical connotations there. And they don't even have to be trying to like kill 3812. They could just be trying to like help it because it's sick. And so that's interesting. You could also go for 3999. I've had very fun surreal horror games based around SCP-3999. I've done a lot of D&D SCP tabletop with me and my friends back home. So that's a whole story. It's a good time. All right, where were we? Let me make sure I didn't miss any supers while I was explaining that. Nope, I'm good. Did I miss any before? Nope. All clear. Back to top chat. We are at 300 viewers and 200 likes. Hit that like button, people. Let's get that number all the way to the top. Good luck, Site42 agents. I believe in you. Lucas, what would happen if you hugged 096? Well, as long as you don't look at its face, it would just sit there crying in your arms, which, if you're the caregiver type, might be a thing you're into. I don't know. But if you accidentally peeked at its face, you're donezo. So be careful. What if 096 got a facial transplant so it wouldn't have its effect anymore? It would still have its effect because it would still know what its face looked like. And it wouldn't be the new face, it would be the old face. It's not gonna adopt a new face and a new phobia. It's got the old face. I think I've answered this before. What if you piggybacked on 173 and closed your eyes? Well, ZK, it's going to back you into a wall and smush you. So, at lightning speed, you will perish, and then it'll snap your neck. What do you think of SCP-729-J? Is 729-J the butt ghost? Is that what you're asking me about right now? Are you bringing the butt ghost into my chat? Seriously? Or is that a different one? No, 729-J is not the butt ghost. No, that's the, butt ghost is 726-J. I always get those mixed up. No, you're talking about it. No. The answer is, I think no about it. I don't think about it, and I'm just glad it's not contained at our site, because screw that thing. Not cool. Even bringing it up in my chat, I don't appreciate it. You're making this a problem for me. I'm not entertained. You are a bastard, coded bastard, full of bastard filling. Thank you, first name, last name, for ruining my day by making me think about that thing. 729-J. Get that off of my data pad right now. Oh, got some more supers. Yes, Destroyer, I'm glad you enjoyed my recommendations, and thank you for donating a second time. Wolven, thank you for donating again despite not asking a question. Muchas gracias. Stormy, thank you for your first donation to the stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Dark and Stormy at the commissary if you're of age. If you're in the academy, don't do that. Have you tried trash TV to make the tree scream? You know what? It did get rather choked up at certain intervals of shows we've seen the tree weep, but weep is not screaming. So we're still working on it. Hello, Dr. Sherman. With the global politics warming up, how would the Foundation's group of interests sour with the GRU, UIU, GOC, and Oriya, much love from the Donbass? Oh my gosh. For global politics, the Foundation wants to stay as far away as possible. It is not our domain. We are here to stop the anomalous. All of your little petty fights country to country are a non-issue. The only thing we'd have to worry about is when the different groups of interest are backing themselves against the wall, away from each other, and we're trying to stay neutral. But if you work with them, then you can't work with us. It's a whole thing, and the answer is lying. If the UIU doesn't want to work with the GRU, we just won't tell them we're working with them. At the end of the day, we maintain normalcy. That's first and foremost. Out of character, the Foundation's policies are not the best for the world. In fact, sometimes the GOC can be the protagonist of the SCP universe actually trying to reduce harm where the Foundation doesn't. But you didn't hear me say that. We officially have 211 viewers and 235 likes. I was about to say we finally have more likes than viewers, but then we bumped up 100 viewers to 336. So hit that like button. We were there, but now we're gotta go further. Andre, what do you think of SCP-6697? 6697. I feel like I know this one. 6697. Why do I know that number? 6697. Standard containment locker. Show must go on. Video cassettes by Totally Soft. I've actually never read this one. So I'm sorry I can't answer your question, but I will look into it later. If V1 from Ultrakill was an SCP, what would containment procedures be? Honent, thank you for your first donation to the stream, and make sure to grab yourself a hoagie from the commissary later. I don't know enough about Ultrakill to make that determination, but it is a very popular fandom, and so I'm certain that sooner than later, the X is not an SCP series, which I am resurrecting, will have Ultrakill in there because there's so many fans of it. Zinc Adam, thank you for your first donation to the Site42 cause. Make sure to grab yourself a zinc tablet on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, would SCP-500 cure an infected individual of 610, and if it would it reverse the effects? Yes! 500 would clearly fix that. That is a medical issue of the physical body that can be very easily fixed. So despite however far gone they are, I am 99.9% sure that if you could get a pill into the orifice, the excess skin would slough off and you'd have a normal person again. However, we still very much limit 500 because it's a limited supply. So, I mean, we're probably just going to let them die. The MC Demon, thank you for your first donation to the Site42 cause. Grab yourself a MC. I'm going to go with a meat pie. Go grab a meat pie from the commissary. Question for you: as an avid reader of SCP lore, what is the most dangerous technological SCP you've read about? So, it's hard to say. I've read so many SCPs and I've forgotten so many SCPs over the years I've been with the community and the organization. But the one I can remember most of all is during the 8000 SCP anthology this past October. There was a factory in a rural Kansas or something that installed an AI to improve their organization, and it ended up, the organization built this AI until it took over the whole organization, the factory, and it started like Borg absorbing the personnel and reshaping the place in its own image, and it even put the Foundation, we lost to this entity. We have to help it make its quotas, otherwise it will expose us. It owned us. If you look at my videos from the SCP anthology, we have a compilation here on the YouTube, or we have all the videos individual on TikTok, but I would think that is one of the most dangerous technological SCPs right now. Just Tech, thank you for your donation to Site 42 cause. Grab yourself some jujubes on your way past the commissary. Can we just use the scramble goggles in a blocking way instead of a race so the MTF doesn't have to change seeing SC096's face? Just like a big sensor bar, so no chance of rage. Do you have cookies? So we do have cookies at the commissary if you want those instead of jujubes. And the scramble goggles problem is that they intook the data too slowly, and in the millisecond between censoring the image, the mobile task force guys saw the actual face. So whether it's a scramble or a sensor bar, that's not going to be able to work functionally enough, because if there's any lag, then the mobile task force can't operate because they're moving slower than their opponents. So unfortunately, that technology use is impossible, but again, that was what Dr. Dan intended. All right, I need to go on to my next appointment, so I'm going to finish these last donos, and then I got to get back to it. Oh my gosh, you guys are donating a lot. If I don't get through these, I'm going to have to get them at the end of next stream, so I'm going to super fast these. Crud. Is there a chance that 4669 is a biblically accurate angel? 469. Gargantuan amount of large avian wings, white glossy feathers, massive ball. I'm saying yes. Just on a cursory glance, I'm saying yes. 096, you have a YouTube account? Still out of containment. Mobile task force and caught you. Here's $10 because you were cool and eat more people. Thank you for the donation. Why don't you go to the commissary and grab something that's food and not people, please? Just put a bag on your head before you come in. We can't lose more troops. Weird Sheeny, thank you for your donation. Grab yourself some weird meat at the commissary, I guess. Do you think that Scranton reality anchors could be used to close no-clip areas into the back rooms? Yes, they could, but they're too unwieldy. They're giant. They are like old school supercomputers. They're huge. And so we can't set them up on a whim. And in that case, there's so many different entrances that we have to close more than we can keep up with. So yes, they would work, but it's not good resource-wise. Silent Follower, thank you for your donation, and make sure to grab yourself some salami on your way past the commissary. Your hair looks good today. Much appreciated. Very much. Feeling cool. All right, let me double check that I have not missed any supers, and then I'm going to sign off because I have to get back to work. Is SCP-008 curable? Yes, with SCP-500, but not many other things. If a person traveled to a future where 096 is terminated but sees his face, would 096 rip through time to get them? Actually, I don't think so. If 096 is gone from your timeline, then you're safe. But if you go back to a timeline where 096 is active, it'll come for you. That's the trade-off. So you can never come back. Can 457 get into a vent and breach himself? Yes, that's why its cell can't have any vents. And all events that do have fire suppression systems. Okay, thank you guys for joining me for this office hours. We officially have 280 likes to 176 viewers. So congratulations, we nailed the like totals for today. 130 something percent, 140 something percent. Good work, Foundation staff, I did believe in you. Minecraft Steve would beat 096 because metagaming powers. Although, 096 is relentless. I'd have to look into that a little more, but thank you for your donor, Lowrider Boss. Go grab yourself some lavender tea. And with that, I have to get to work. So I will see you all in the next office hours or in the next live stream. Make sure to hit the bell, share everything, like everything. I'll see you in the next video. We're in the middle of a hostile government takeover. I want to talk about it, but I'll be late for work. And if you're saying, wait a minute, who we have to stop this? We had one, but you didn't want that lady in office. Now that we're all part of a Nigerian prince scam, surprise, surprise, it ended up being a white man. Oh, I just want to know, what the hell do I do? Probably drink. I can't find the button. I'm holding the controller wrong. Ignore me.